All right, buddy.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and crack.
Crack it up.
Let's get it.
You got some Tropic Lightning?
Tropic lightning as always, baby.
Bro, I got my Posty here, and it's salted peanut butter, and I absolutely love it. Because there's one thing that's guaranteed. Me and you do a workout, I'm not gonna let it go to waste. I'm gonna have my rapid assimilation protein, whey protein isolate, with a high glycemic carbohydrate.
Absolutely, every single time.
Because if I'm tearing these babies down, I'm building them back up.
Yes, sir. Yeah, actually, I chugged mine, threw it away already. So that
Dude,
was
I know, you hammered yours. I had to sip on it just a little bit.
Yeah, I got that sweet tooth after the workout every time. Yeah, actually, it's been ever since my first prep where I really cut carbs hard the first time.
Yeah.
I get a real bad sweet tooth at times.
Really?
Especially whenever I'm depleted after a workout, it's just like.
I've bad sweet tooth all the time.
Mm-hmm.
It's a curse. It's a curse. I grew up with my mother, and she was a baker. So, oh, dude, it's so good. In fact, she was just here.
Yeah, did you get a little bit of that bacon this week?
Damn right I did.
Yeah.
So it's my birthday when this episode comes out. So
yeah,
31 passes around the sun, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, everybody today, make sure and go wish Silly a happy birthday. Some of you may have on Instagram already.
Yes, thank you.
Today is the day.
I honestly celebrated all weekend because Robin was here. So
of course.
But she made chocolate. Normally she makes a chocolate cake with peanut butter frosting. I'm like, ugh. I'm on a cut, right? Like we're doing the transformation challenge, and Robin tends to leave the whole 9x13 pan with me if if she makes the cake. So I'm just like, Mom, nope. It's either muffins or cupcakes. So she made double chocolate muffins, threw the peanut butter frosting on top of those. That way, I get one muffin, and she can give the rest away, right? So I was just like, I can have one. I just can't have the pan.
Exactly.
So moderation. So I got my sweet tooth done. Actually, the Posty really helps, man. That ignition zaps away my cravings for later at night. So it's great. I love it.
That's
so
awesome. Yeah, I mean, dude, that's a great point to go over. Is you can have things like that while you're on a diet.
Yeah.
As long as you don't eat the whole pan. As long as you can fit. You could probably fit with the macros you have. You could probably fit one of those muffins.
Absolutely.
And still hit everything.
Bro, I can fit one of those every day if I wanted to. I just don't because I know. Here's the thing is that it's been proven that fructose, sucrose, all these additive sugars, they actually aren't that bad for you. One at a time. Here's the thing. They turn on your sweetness cravings. Right? So in the long run, you are probably going to be eating more sweets, craving more quote unquote bad foods, more processed foods because of those added sugars.
Absolutely.
And that's what you have to look out for, right? And even just regular table sugar or even honey in some instances, depending on the person, they just need that sweetness. And when you turn that on consistently, you're going to end up eating more. But it's really bad because food manufacturers, they know what humans like. They literally do trials to see more and more what humans like. Why are chips so crunchy? Well, it's because they figured out the taste balance with the crunch balance, and now humans are going to eat a whole freaking bag.
Exactly.
Right? So, the food industry purposely has done this because they want to sell product. I get it, cool. But I just don't put that in my nutrition plan now because I know once I start turning on those sensors, they're going to be all on in no time.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
no, I was actually just talking to Mikey about that in the gym. He offered me that ice cream that we were talking about.
Yep.
And I was just like, dude, honestly, he offered it, hey, I'll put it in the fridge for you so you can have it tomorrow. And I was like, honestly, I'm at a point of prep where I'm starting to get hungry. And if I throw in something like that, it's just going to make me crave more sweet stuff. So I'm just going to wait till I'm done with prep, done with the diet to add in really sweet things like protein ice cream and stuff like that. That's something that I personally do when I get deep into a diet because I know it will make me more likely to go off the rails. So I've noticed with other people, it depends on the person. Some people maybe
really
have a couple bites of ice cream and it'll kill that craving for a little bit.
I'm just not that person.
No.
Dude, and that's where I think
that
the if it fits your macros, if it fits my macros, is great in theory. It really is. Here's the thing, is I can eat a slice of pizza and get, 400 calories depending on what's on it. Or I can eat a crap ton of chicken and spinach for 400 calories.
Yeah.
And like, which one do you think is gonna make me fuller longer and fuel me longer? Like chicken and spinach, baby.
Mm-hmm.
So like, and hey, season your freaking chicken, okay?
Please.
I did it forever where I didn't do it. My friend called me a sadist, and I swear to God, I'm not. Actually, he called me a masochist and a sadist. So season your chicken, okay?
Oh no,
dude, it was hilarious. It was in Germany.
That's hilarious.
Yeah,
I've always put a ton of seasoning on my stuff just
Yeah.
because I grew up with parents who are very good cooks. So
Oh, nice.
I just kind of watched them. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna try that.
Yeah, we did most of the time in my household. But no. But if it fits your macros is a really, really cool thing. It's like, okay, cool. I have my macros, my proteins, my fats, and my carbs, and my calorie goal. And like, I can, whatever fits that to hit my numbers, I can eat. In theory, that's a really good thing. However, if you're not eating satiating food that will keep you full, if you're not eating non-processed foods, like, more than likely, you are going to eventually go way over those macros. And then it might start a snowball effect, right?
Absolutely.
Now you feel bad about yourself. Now you feel like you have to earn your food. So you go back to the gym, back to another run. And all of these are in the bad habits when it comes to the fitness lifestyle that we don't want you. You don't need to earn your food, right? Like, hey, like if you had a bad meal, that's okay. Let's get you back on the train tomorrow, okay? Let's meal prep. Let's get you a good breakfast. Let's get you eating your protein. Let's get you back eating non-processed foods. Then you're gonna win.
Absolutely.
But I think that's where if it fits your macros, because guess what? You can make healthy food fit your macros too. Like, you don't have to go for the, if it fits my macros, I'm going to have ice cream every day. You don't need ice cream every day. You just think you do. All right? And your body's going to crave it until it doesn't.
Yeah, and with that ice cream, like you were talking about with the pizza versus chicken and spinach,
Yeah.
it's like if I have, like, say, a protein shake and a bowl of ice cream, that's going to be gone in 5 minutes. That's going to be inhaled.
Oh, yeah.
And then if I have the same exact calories in some chicken breast and rice, that's going to take me 30 minutes to eat that.
I mean, we can even call it beef and rice. We can call it, pork and rice if you want a little bit more fat.
Yeah.
Like insert protein, insert carb,
Yeah.
potatoes, right? Like, hey, like it's going to take you a little bit longer to eat. Depending on what you put on it, like don't put all the condiments on it. And if you do track them, the only one I don't track is mustard because there's like nothing in mustard.
Oh, yeah,
it's great.
Literally nothing.
Yeah, but if it's ketchup, if it's barbecue sauce, I definitely track it because there's calories in those things. Those things can make the difference, especially on prep.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They can add up really quick.
Yeah.
Like if you add, even if it's just like a tablespoon or two of ketchup on every meal, if you have 4 meals,
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
going to be 50 extra calories right there, and that could put you over and out of a deficit.
Yep. And if you look at it over a week's time or 2 weeks' time, and that's saying that it's only a tablespoon. Like, yeah, exactly.
I use like 3 to 4 at least.
That's not enough.
Oh yeah, no, dude, my meals they're still big enough where it's like I put that top layer on.
Yep.
And then you eat about half and put another layer of sauce on and make sure it all tastes good.
I feel that.
Yeah, dude, I gotta use those G. Hughes low calorie sauces though.
Yes, I love those, man. Honestly, I use salsa. I do track salsa. But like I personally, I just love salsa, man.
Yeah.
So like you can get the spicy salsa, you can get the mild salsa, you can get the white boy special to where it's nice and nothing. It's just it's
like
just
tomato water.
Yeah, basically, but it tastes good. Okay, all right, don't come at me.
It's got some cilantro and onions and stuff like that in there. I'm
Dude,
sure.
I was in the break room. I got done with lunch the other day, and I go to Dayan, and Dayan's from Sri Lanka, so like they make spicy food over there,
Very
right?
spicy.
Yeah. So and I'm just like basically sweating, man. I'm like, oh my god, and he's like, what's your problem? I'm like, man, I'm showing my white boyness. He's like, what do you mean? I'm like, I just had sriracha and I'm freaking dying. He's
no.
it says spicy hot, so it's not normal sriracha.
Okay, it was extra spicy.
It was extra,
right.
but still,
That
it
was
was
regular sriracha.
Dude,
I'd
it
be a
just
little disappointed.
it just made me feel so bad about myself, especially because I know, like, because he preps his meals every day, and I'm just like, this mother lover probably has just spices galore on his. And here I am dying because of some sriracha.
Yeah, no, I've had like, he let me try his, like, I can't remember what, it was like some type of beef one time.
Yeah.
And I started dying. He's like, what's wrong, bro? Like, no, it's because it's spicy,
It's
dude.
culture.
It's like, that's not spicy. He's like, that's just these spices. I'm like, bro, this is burning.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm sweating right now.
That's all about the culture, man. It's crazy how different cultures cook different foods. Like I grew up with bland food. Like realistically, I think like the most stuff, like the most seasoning we had was hamburger helper, spaghetti, like the spaghetti sauce. Like other than that, like, and that was like Prego. Like that wasn't even homemade.
Yeah.
So
that just made me realize we talked about it before. You tasted it, how I put stevia and everything.
Yeah.
My dad used to put sugar in everything.
Real
like
sugar.
When I was growing up. Yeah, I was a little bit of a.
Can see why you got a sweet tooth.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, I was an offensive lineman. I don't know if I mentioned that ever, but I
still can't believe it, dude. You're a big boy. You must have been a big boy.
Oh yeah, I was like 230, 235 senior year. So
Lord, I've never been that high, believe it or not. Never. 218 has been the highest I've ever been.
Oh dang, that's crazy.
Normally when I see like 212, it's like time to come back
I
down.
was like, yeah, we're not going above that. Baby.
Yep. I feel my strongest and like most athletic at 198 to 202. Typically sit between 205 and 210. When I get up to 212, I'm like, nah, fam.
I'm out of breath going up the stairs.
Dude, it's basketball court. Because I like
Okay.
I like to get on the court occasionally.
Yeah.
And when I can't move side to side or like if I'm just running up and down the court, it's like, all right, it's time to change a little bit.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we just make one tweak here, one tweak there, and we'll get her right back in gear. So,
sir.
I mean, that's kind of what I did at the beginning of the year. Right?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Like we saw it, I just posted my 75 hard stuff. We're rolling into the challenge. And I was just like, need to make a few changes. Turn a knob here, turn a knob there, take the protein up here, take the processed carbs down here. I still eat a lot of carbs every day.
Oh, yeah.
Just a little bit different. And take the fat down here. It's just like, boom, bada bing, bada boom. Reps and sets over a long period of time. Look at me now.
Now we're back.
Now we back. And, we're going to the moon and stars, baby.
Yes, sir.
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good.
What you weighing right now?
I just weighed in at 199.9. Actually, 9 at 0.8. And that was yesterday morning. So, feeling good. Feeling good.
Right in that sweet spot.
Right in that sweet spot. Probably by the end of the challenge, I'll get closer to 190.
Okay.
So we'll see.
And that's probably where you start feeling a little bit on the lower energy side, right?
Brother, that's when I hate everybody. You're gonna get there. Your show in July.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it takes where a lot of people
energy a little low. It takes all the gumption just to go to work.
Yeah, it takes if you don't have just a little bit of caffeine, your motivation to live is very low. But yeah, no, I want to make it clear, when people are prepping or you're dieting, it takes till the end of the diet for that to happen.
Well,
You have to really deplete yourself. It's like right now.
I'm eating 3,400 calories a day right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like we have so much room to play with. The thing is that my metabolism is so on fire that when I take it down to 2,500, I'm gonna be hungry.
Oh yeah.
I'm always gonna be wanting to eat. So I'm counting the minutes until my next meal.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's your mood is really good now. Basically, the drop off is not until you really push yourself.
It'll be those last 2 weeks.
5% body fat range where you start feeling bad.
Yeah, exactly.
Up until there, you feel freaking great.
Yeah. Yeah, not even bad, just lethargic. And the recovery time. I found that my recovery time is not nearly as good. But that's because, my body is it's flipping on all the switches, turning off all the switches, trying to figure out how to just keep functioning at that point in time. Because contrary to popular belief and in the internet, right, the body is not supposed to stay at 5% body fat or less. It is not. It is not designed to do that. There's a reason that your body will eat itself, basically, get rid of muscle and try to store fat.
Yes.
Right? We actually have to trick our bodies to get rid of fat to get down that low. And that's where having an advisor and a coach comes in handy if you're going through that process. But yeah, so it's like the week leading into Summer Smash. I know we're gonna get some good food over Summer Smash, so it's gonna be really cool. I'm excited, dude. I haven't been this way in like 18 months. I haven't been lean in 18 months. The lowest I've gotten is like 5.7, so just above that zone to where I start feeling bad. I feel great.
Not as good.
Not as good. Back is a little sore right now, but that's from prior injuries and me just not stretching enough. But that's pretty much it. Other than that, like we just went through a nice little train session.
Oh yeah,
it was good. It was fun.
Really,
You're looking good.
I appreciate that, man.
Yeah,
no, I've been cutting the calories, adding a little bit more cardio now, so it's getting real fun.
We're starting to turn up the furnace a little bit. I like it.
Yeah, down to I actually lower calories than you now. I'm at 3K.
Damn.
So we got 30 minutes of
I don't envy you.
Cardio.
Oh man. Yeah. I don't envy you at all. I'm good with my 34. I have a feeling it's gonna start cutting, so I'm good with like my 32 to 34 every day. But you had something you wanted to talk about today. It was you didn't do caffeine before your workout today. Can you tell us why?
And that was one reason, so I could have my nice tropic lightning for the
That's
pod.
true. Yeah, you did say that because you wanted to use it a little bit later. So
yes.
But can you tell me why you didn't do boom boom? You didn't hit both.
So I didn't do that because I actually watched this video on YouTube, my good old YouTube university, baby.
Love it.
But watched a video that it didn't really sit super well with me. I didn't like what he had to say.
Wait, but what was the caveat that he said right away?
But he said basically, he started the video with.
Yeah. Hey, sorry to interrupt. But,
no, you're good.
What channel is this? We'll link it below. But what channel is it?
It's Menno Henselman's.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll definitely link it because if you try to spell it, you'll be way off.
Yeah, I can barely say it. So
he's like a Dutch guy.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
One of the
right off the riff.
Dudes.
Right off the riff, he hits you with a caveat.
Yes, he's like, hey, so if I'm gonna change a little bit. He said he will if you accept this information.
Yeah.
You're probably not gonna like it. You're not gonna like what I'm saying for the video. He was like, you're not gonna like the video. You probably won't like me after you hear what I'm saying. And it's because it's about all of our favorite things to drink every day, and that is caffeine. And it was about recent studies that talk about how the benefits that we all think that we're getting from it at long term aren't actually the benefits we're getting.
You gotta tell me more.
Oh yeah,
dude. Keep it coming.
And honestly, like I said, you guys are probably the same as us. Like we are drinking caffeine every day. You guys have seen us with these energy drinks.
I feel attacked.
So I was feeling attacked in the video, but there's a couple things that in the long term, the benefits we think we're getting, it's actually going in the opposite direction. So number one.
So the energy, the appetite suppressant, the focus, the mental focus, like you're saying that all that's actually
not all of them. So appetite suppressant is definitely still very good for that. Like obviously it'll give you a boost of energy, but the first study that he brought up was a 10-day study.
Okay.
A lot of the studies we base the information off are like single serving, like how did you perform during this workout right here in just that one day. This was over 10 days. And they had a placebo group and a group that actually got caffeine. And basically they tested their focus and their memory. And the group that got the placebo performed better than the caffeine group because the caffeine group actually, their focus and memory went down a little bit after those 10 days.
Really?
Consistent use. Yeah, where the people who got the placebo actually still stayed at their normal brain functions, were able to perform very well. So people with caffeine actually kind of affects your memory and focus if you're doing it every day habitually. And I've been drinking caffeine for a long time. I didn't like that one, so.
Okay, all right. Bursting my bubble here. What's the next one?
Yeah. So I mean that also with that study later in the video. I'm not going to go through every single thing he talked about. It was a 40-minute video, but with that. There was another study where they gave 3 placebos. They were all placebos, and they said one was caffeine, one was actually a placebo, and they knew it was, and then the other one, it was actually lactic acid. I won't get into that. That's going to be a whole tangent, but stick to the other 2. It was a placebo, but they thought it was caffeine, and they actually got benefits from that placebo.
Just thinking it was caffeine.
For their workouts. So they performed better. So the rate of perceived exertion was actually lower, so they felt like they weren't working as hard while getting a performance boost. So I can mention the lactic acid one. In this, they thought they were taking lactic acid. Their rate of perceived exertion was actually higher, so they thought they were working harder with worse performance. And then the placebo, they knew it was placebo, and nothing really happened there. But that kind of goes with that group who wasn't taking the caffeine with the placebo. they were the placebo group in that first one.
Yeah.
They actually may have saw benefits because they thought they were taking caffeine and they weren't. And the caffeine group saw a negative.
Yeah.
Their memory went down. So with the no caffeine group, that makes me think about if you are addicted to caffeine right now, you could switch to maybe decaf or something that's similar that doesn't have caffeine, but like an energy drink with lower caffeine, or like a carbonated electrolyte drink. You could switch to that, kind of trick your brain that you're drinking caffeine and get the benefit without the negative long-term effects of it. And then number 2, obviously, everyone knows that it affects your sleep, but that's actually, most people don't know how much it affects your sleep. So the first study that I wanted to bring up, because most people would never think that it would affect your sleep if you just had, say, an energy drink, or in this study, it was a double espresso first thing in the morning. It actually, objectively, obviously no one's going to feel a double espresso when they're going to bed when they just had it right when they woke up. But objectively, it affected their sleep. Not like it was a huge effect on your sleep from just a double espresso.
Was it like sleep cycles, or what was it?
Yeah, so it didn't affect them falling asleep at all. Like, they got to sleep just fine.
Yeah.
But it was the deep sleep and REM sleep that was affected in that study. And that was just from, with a double espresso, I'd guess that's anywhere from like 170 to like 200-ish milligrams of caffeine. So like an energy drink right here, 200 milligrams. If you have that right when you wake up, it still can objectively affect it a little bit.
And the half-life of like caffeine is like 8 hours. So like theoretically, like
it's 5
hours. Okay.
Yeah, it's actually short.
So, but like theoretically, so like that's almost out of your it should almost be out of your system, and it still affects you. Like that's craziness.
Yeah, because it turns on that fight or flight, and if you're in fight or flight as you're going to sleep, it's going to be harder for your body to get into that deep restful sleep. Because fight or flight essentially was, I mean, back in caveman days, your body thinks you're freaking running away from a saber-toothed
and it
tiger.
just and it dumps all these endorphins, like all these hormones into you, right?
Cortisol, freaking norepinephrine,
adrenaline.
Epinephrine, adrenaline. Yeah, and it's not good for you to do it for every single day. But with that,
no, who would have guessed that?
Yeah, no, I knew it, but I didn't know how significant these effects were. Because another thing, this was actually something I learned from the guys on the app team, the First Form app, and we were talking about it one day in a product class that we were doing, and they're saying about 8 to 10 hours before bed to have your last caffeine. Hey, you want to push it off about 8 to 10 hours. Hey, let's see. What time is it? We'll do the math right now, guys. 5:30. So let's go. 6:37. I'm not going to bed till like midnight.
I forgot you stay up later than I do. I'm just like 7 o'clock rolls around. I'm just like,
oh yeah,
God, I gotta get up at 2.
Yeah, dude. I asked you if you wanted an energy drink. That'd be crazy for you.
Oh, dude, that wouldn't be a problem.
You'd be able to fall asleep.
I'm able to fall asleep because I have so much output. Not a good thing. I have so much output throughout a day that like my body is just like done. It 100% is done. I remember one time my friend challenged me, Reese. He's just like, dude, this challenge, you have to get 6 hours of sleep every single day. And I'm just like, oh, that's not happening.
So like, that's the hardest challenge ever.
Brother, you're not even going to write that one down because it's just not going to happen. I remember I had 3 hours and 47 minutes one time of sleep. And I looked at my watch, which these things can be like 200% off.
Don't tell me that's average.
As long as it's the same watch on the same person in the same spot, it's a great benchmark for right, because it's a consistent thing, right?
Absolutely.
And it showed my deep sleep. So mind you, 3 hours and 47 minutes. My deep sleep was over an hour and 40 minutes, which is crazy for that short amount of time. And like my friend comments, he's like, "Well, at least you got some deep sleep." Yeah. And I'm just like, "I was out, buddy." But man, so all right, cool. Cut off caffeine earlier.
Yeah,
Roger
8
that.
to 10 hours. But so I learned that from the app team in Menno Henselman's. He was talking about how the study showed if it's a cup of coffee, you want to be in that 8 to 10 hour range. Yeah. So that's only 100 milligrams caffeine. If you're going for like pre-workout, say like our Project One, our favorite pre-workout, with the 300 milligrams, you want to get more in like 13, 14 hours before you go to bed. for it to not affect your sleep objectively. So, like you were saying, you can
Yeah,
take an energy drink and go right
Bro,
to bed, right?
Bro, it's not happening in my day. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, no.
It's just,
Yeah, so this is...
but I am working on getting off caffeine. So, so it's going to take a while.
It's a slow process.
Yes.
But yeah,
caffeine is a drug.
It actually is.
It legitimately is a drug.
The world's most popular, and I would say it's one that
unregulated.
Most people are addicted.
It's freaking crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, caffeine, like these caffeine drinks are in high schools.
Oh,
You see middle schoolers, you see kids with Starbucks, like kids with Starbucks.
Yeah,
like,
the prime energy drinks. So they start them with the freaking electrolyte one that tastes freaking. They actually taste really good.
Yeah.
Then they go to the energy drink cans that look exactly the same. So it's just getting teenagers on energy
Just
drinks.
hooked.
That's when I started too. I was 15, 16 buying the monsters from the gas station.
Wow, man, that's crazy. Yeah, so like, oh man, so thank you for bringing this to my attention. Like, I'm made it a point. I even told my mother over the weekend, like, I'm taking adrenal restores to back off of my caffeine. But it's a long process because like you get the headaches, you get the withdrawal symptoms. Like if I would quit cold turkey, dude, you wouldn't want to be around me.
Yeah, no, dude, for a while too.
Yeah,
but
you said
I'm saying that because I'm the same way. Like I would not be a fun person to be around if I stopped caffeine for a while.
But there is some tactics. I know there is some tactics out there. What they do say, and this is what I found in my life, is that they say every other day, cut your caffeine in half. So half one day, full the next, what you've been kind of averaging.
Yeah.
And then over the next week, you do half, and then you step it down by like, let's say 100 milligrams or 200 milligrams.
Yeah.
Right? Then you keep that half kind of the same. Then you just slightly step it down to where you're even keeled. Right? So like say you cut it from 400 to 200, 200 is your half day. Then all of a sudden you're finally down to 200 across the board. Then you half it again. So then it's 200, 100, 200, 100. And then you step it down. So it could take up to like a month for that process.
Oh, yeah.
But they say like that's kind of a really good way to do it. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of what I've been doing. So like, all right, cool. Yeah. We're going to cut her in half. Mm-hmm. And then like the next day it's like, okay, we got energy today. Yeah. And then, but it's fake energy, of course. Mm-hmm. Like it's just masking my tiredness.
Yeah, exactly. It's sending you in, like we were saying, it sends you into that fight or flight, and it's essentially artificial energy.
Yeah, but in those studies also, you were telling me that it's really cool because if you do get yourself off of caffeine, your tolerance actually resets in 4 to 9 days.
Yes, sir. Only 4 to 9. So with people like us, it would be 9 days. But if you're not quite as addicted, you're in like 500 or less per day, then it'd probably take closer to that 4 days. But yeah, no. One last point that I would say you probably would listen to this one the most, and a lot of our listeners, is that the last study that he was talking about was on workout performance. And this was in habituated caffeine users, so addicted caffeine users. Dude,
it's like part of my routine.
Yeah.
Shake it up. Like I don't care. Like it could be 100 milligrams. It doesn't matter. It's that shake up. It's like getting the focus.
Yeah, it's even he touches on the mental aspect. Like it's a huge mental benefit. And I'm not saying I will ever quit caffeine. That is not happening.
Yeah. You just brought this.
This is actually making me take action on my caffeine addiction that is out of hand.
Well, it's reinforcing my want to get off of caffeine for a little while.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, yeah. But so back to the performance metrics. So they tested people who are habituated. So with the one I remember the most of, it was soccer players, and they were habituated to 360 milligrams per day. Okay. So every single day they take about... So that'd be about 2 energy drinks a day, or like a scoop of a lot of pre-workouts.
2 megawatts. Yeah.
2 scoops of megawatt. Yep. So when they tested even like 100 and 200 milligrams of caffeine pre-workout for those guys, they objectively saw no performance benefits. So I know I've said objectively a lot of times just to make sure everybody knows that just means like look at the data. They did not see any performance benefits. Like they may have mentally felt a little bit better, but like you see it all the time. I've said it myself to other people. It's like, I need this amount to get back to normal. for me to feel
just
like
to feel human.
Yeah, like if we weren't drinking caffeine,
Dude,
people would not like to be around us. That's because of our habituation.
I always make the joke. It's like, I'm a veteran. I just drink caffeine to feel warm inside at this point in time.
You told me that before. We were talking about guys in the military and their caffeine addictions.
We just drinking to feel warm inside. And my other joke that I break out is just like, we run on hatred and caffeine. Welcome to being a veteran. It's just like, I'm just joking, people. I'm a happy person.
About the hatred.
About the hatred part, yes.
But yeah, so it showed it in the soccer players. The other ones I don't remember the amounts, but like with bicyclists, with guys who are strength training, like powerlifters and bodybuilders, anybody who was, I'll stop saying habituated, addicted to caffeine. If you are addicted, you're generally not going to see any benefits when taking it pre-workout, unless it is. So they actually did see a couple metrics improve, like objective performance metrics improve from 300 milligrams and up.
So you basically had to spike it in order to get a response.
Absolutely.
But that's like with everything. It's with a drug. Eventually your body's going to get used to it, and then you have to add more to it. And then that's just how we keep on digging the hole deeper and deeper. Right? Because now it's going to be harder to get out of it.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
those results were consistent across the board, all sports though.
Yes.
It wasn't just soccer, it was cycling.
Endurance, short distance stuff, like somewhere stuff in the middle where it's high intensity for a longer period of time. Everybody did not see those performance benefits. Just because it gets you back to that baseline when you are addicted. And so there was a couple other things that he mentioned that the studies could help with, things that I actually took that I'm going to do to be able to help with this.
Bring it on.
So one of the studies showed that taking 24 hours off of caffeine before, this was a cyclist, so 24 hours off before, they actually did see a big performance benefit.
So then they added it back. So they took 24 hours off, and they added it back in prior to?
Right before the race, yes.
Yeah.
So that is where they saw a big performance benefit. And thinking back
just
myself.
24 hours?
Yeah, only one day. It's crazy, but your sensor can reset enough to where you see that boost. Yeah.
Wow.
Dude, I've even where I've had, like right now I have a ton of caffeine every day, and then one day I maybe had just like one energy drink. The next day caffeine's feeling pretty good again, like just off that one day of low caffeine. So I can see how the
body's ready for it.
It's craving. But yeah, no, the 24 hours before like a big race, like before our Spartan race in Hawaii, maybe we take a little time off caffeine. And then,
all right, I mean, I can be off caffeine by the time that happens.
Yeah,
dude.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have a long flight, so we
can
just cut caffeine right before the flight and sleep the whole time.
I want to be off caffeine before that, but yes, you're right. I sleep, dude. I have this wonderful disorder. It is so phenomenal. It's called sleep on plane disorder. It's a made up one. It's as soon as those engines fire up and I'm pushing back, like I'm out. I don't even wait for us to get off the ground. It's great. Like,
it's probably your mind finally has time to like relax for a second, and your body just finally we can relax. You give me a window seat, I will be here, mouth open, and I am out, dude. Like I'll wake up, take a drink of water, and go right back to sleep. One time I was flying from Seattle. I had a layover in Denver, and I woke up when the wheels hit the ground. Like I slept the entire way, like push back to flight to landing, gone, didn't even move. That's awesome.
I have a great. It's fantastic.
Yeah, you don't remember any of the flight too. It goes by way fast.
It's great. It's great, dude. One time I woke up and they had because I sleep like this basically. I sleep like I'm dead half the time. But I literally had they just put the cookies. I didn't. They just put the cookies.
Oh, they were still in your hands.
They were still in my hands. Just like, why'd you even give me these? I didn't even ask.
I wake up like,
dude. They didn't even, they just. I had like cookies and peanuts. They don't even give peanuts anymore, but this is back in the day. Cookies and peanuts, and I was just like, oh my god, I just slept through it.
That's hilarious. Hey, they're being nice. They were thinking you would wake up and be like, oh, cool.
Yeah, did it. I was out.
Nope, the whole time.
Okay, cool. All right, no caffeine.
24 hours before, and then also if you are doing it each day, try to make your first dose of caffeine right before your workout, where you want the most the biggest boost of energy.
Okay,
that's pretty self-explanatory. Like if you have
instead of wake up and caffeinate, it's wait until your workout caffeine. Okay.
Yeah, that's a Andrew Huberman thing I learned a long time ago. Is if you wait an hour and a half after you wake up to have your first dose of caffeine, it lets your brain and like you yourself clear your adenosine. That's essentially what builds up that causes you to be really tired for you when you're feeling real groggy in the morning. You gotta clear the cobwebs. That's because you have a big buildup of adenosine. And once that goes away, that's where you start feeling clear-headed.
And that takes about an hour and a half.
Yep, for your.
So caffeine basically doesn't do anything until that's cleared out of the system.
Yes, so caffeine will do that for you.
Oh.
And you won't feel it as good.
Got it, because it has to focus on pushing that out.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
And then the adenosine actually builds up faster later in the day, so that's where you get the crash if you take it right first thing in the morning too. So if you're for the normal schedule in the day, for me the 3 o'clock crash is like 7 p.m. now. But with normal 3 o'clock crash, that will come on stronger and even earlier sometimes if you're waking up and hitting your coffee right when you wake up. So if you delay it that hour and a half, you may not even need that second cup of coffee later in the day.
That's good to know.
Okay.
Man, caffeine. And welcome to Caffeine Corner. This is Guys with
yeah.
Eyes talking about caffeine and how we're addicted and how we're trying to get off of it.
Yes, sir.
Dude, that's awesome. Thank you for that.
Absolutely.
Like that was so like you mentioned it in the gym and I'm like, I'm all pumped up. I'm like ready to go.
Yeah.
And he's just like,
I brought it up at the wrong time.
Yeah, he's like, we want to talk about caffeine today. I'm like, not right now, y'all. I got a lot on my mind.
It's like we're locked in trying to get some big on.
It's about to go down.
Oh yeah. And it went down.
It went down.
Let me tell you.
It did. It did. It was fun.
It was a really good poem.
Dude, that was really cool. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Like,
yeah. Hey, like I said, I didn't want to hear it either. That stuff. When I first heard his little intro, I was like, "Is this dude doing some hypnosis stuff?"
Dude,
like,
I can't
really
believe
smart.
I mean, a lot of people aren't that blunt with it. Props to that guy. Can't wait to listen. You're gonna send me the link so we can put it in the show notes. But
yes, sir.
I can't wait to listen to it because it sounds like something like I'm not gonna like, but I'm gonna need to listen to. But isn't that life though, dude? Like, there's so much stuff out in life. It's just like I don't want to do that, but you need to do it, or you don't need to do it, but you should do it. Yep.
Dude, that's constantly like. I mean, just a simple one
that's
today
working
for
out.
me. This morning, working out, that's an easy one for us. But like this morning, it's super simple stuff. But like I had to clean, I had to do dishes, I had to freaking go do my laundry and all that stuff. And it's like, dude, it's the last thing I want to do right now. But hey, it's my day off, and it's going to set me up for a really good week. So even the really small things that you don't want to do that you're like, oh, this is insignificant. No, that's super significant to be able to do that consistently. Just those small things that add up every single day.
The small little wins, like that's how you win the day. Like Andy says it all the time. You're stacking dubs, babe. Woo! You know, you have the 5 big ones on your power list, but it's also the small ones that can, like doing the laundry, folding laundry, right? Like eating, doing the dishes, putting dishes away. Like those little things that then no longer take up your mental mind space because you did it. You can just kind of put them on autopilot and just get it done. And it's just like, we just operate so much better. Like, think, in a clean house, when you have a clean house, how much better do you operate?
So much better, dude. Once I finished my kitchen today, I was just like, yeah.
Just take a deep breath.
I want to go. I want to cook now.
Yes. You're happy to cook. You're happy to like have dishes again and then do dishes. And it's just like, then there's that momentum. And like, all it takes, and what sucks is that it takes like one day to get off track. And like, you left something dirty. And it's just like, then it just starts to snowball. And it's
you're
just
like, oh, there's one in there. I can throw this one too.
Yep.
And then it ends up where, like it was this morning for me, both sides of the freaking sink full. Had to do all the dishes. It's like, and it's just not a good feeling when you wake up and see that in the morning. Like when you're going to get your breakfast ready or whatever you're doing.
Yeah, my friend actually, Carissa, shout out. She's on phase 3 right now. She's gonna end right before Summer Smash because like she was 75 hard in it during Summer Smash last year.
That's perfect.
And what's really cool is like she asked me, she's like, hey, what do you think a couple extra tasks should be, right? And I'm just like, oh, I got the perfect one that I will tell everybody because this is the one that I'm gonna do on phase 1 and then continue forward with it. You can't leave dishes in the sink before you go to bed. Like, you can do it all day. You can leave them in there. But before you go to bed, that sink has to be clear. You can leave them in the dish rack, that's fine. But that sink has to be clear. If you need an extra task through the day, do that one. Because it'll change your freaking life. Like you want to talk about focusing on something. Like, and I'm talking down to the last fork and spoon.
Yes.
Like, it has to be dish free. dude, that one takes discipline, right? If you want discipline, you do that. Because that, like, how easy is it to get done? Just throw a shaker, bro. Throw this shaker in there. Like, I'll wash it tomorrow. I got another shaker.
Exactly.
And it's just like, nope, that's got to go.
Yeah, hey, that's something that I need to start doing. So I'm gonna throw it in there.
Do it for the next 30 days, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you don't have to be on a phase to do it. Just like next 30 days, this is a task that I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's one thing that like adds up. That goes back to what I was just saying with like it's those small wins add up over time. Like with the dishes, if you do it each night, then it doesn't take you an hour to do it on Sunday.
Exactly.
And then you get that hour back to do but whatever the hell you want to do to improve your life or go hang out.
Or watch
with
Netflix.
Friends. Yeah, just veg out. If you don't want to do anything, you're saving yourself time. That goes back. There's so many different concepts that we've talked about that intertwine. That goes back to the discipline equals freedom. Like the more you do those little things consistently throughout the week and have that discipline, the more freedom that you can get to do more to move forward faster if that's what you want to do, or you can sit on your ass and do whatever you want to do.
Yep. Freedom is time. Like that's what it is.
Time management.
Well, it's time that you get back, right?
Yeah.
So like you might make yourself busy doing those disciplines on a daily basis, reading, working out. Those are disciplines, right? And those take up time. But the more you do those and the more efficient you do those, and like you don't fight against it, you don't wait until 10 o'clock at night to go do another workout, you actually get more time back at the end of the day to do whatever you want with. Because all of your tasks, all of your disciplines are done. Once those are done, you win the day. And then you can go do whatever you want without it weighing on you. And like I think that's what a lot of people miss. It's just like, man, like, oh, I have to do this. No, you don't have to do anything.
Yeah, you really don't.
You really don't. But you're going to feel better doing this, and then you're going to feel more accomplished. And then, like, if you watch an episode of Netflix, you're going to be like, bro, but look at all this stuff that I did. Yeah, I can watch Netflix tonight. Right? Like, I can't have a movie. I can't have that piece of popcorn. Like, just because I checked all the boxes first. Like, that's okay. Like, there's time, but discipline is freedom. Freedom is time.
Yep.
Like, realistically, that's what it is. That's how I see it.
Yeah, and that's what I mentioned, the time management, because that's like the most important tool to be able to get as much of that time back.
Yep.
And like being in customer service, like I'm learning that a ton, even more than when I was like lead back in the warehouse. I mean, customer service, it's like we're actually able to like help hundreds, if not thousands of people, and the better you can manage your time, the more you can help people. The more I'm going to help people, the more successful that I will be too. So it's like if you want to get more done, this is something I learned actually with writing, like in the warehouse, and that's like the seconds add up. These seconds will add up to a ton.
Checking your phone in between a note, right?
Exactly. Yeah. No, it's like if we have like one person wasting 5 seconds at a time. Okay, no, we have hundreds of people here. That adds up to thousands.
Because if one person sees it, the other person sees it. And you're right, that's man hours, right?
Yeah.
And if you would do the math on that over an extended period of time, it'd be mind-numbing.
Yeah, but you don't have to think about. You can think about that selfishly too. Think about that in your own life. You're gonna live 70, 80, 90, 100 years. Think about how many years of your life.
You are already sleeping like 1/3 of your life. So like
30 years of your time, or 25 or whatever it is.
So like you're already sleeping that much time of your life. How much more time are you wasting not doing the things that you like to do, putting off the things that you know you should do,
that you need to do?
Yes. Yeah. So like and that's different for everybody, but everybody should take time to think about that stuff.
Yes.
Right. And like I've said this equation on the podcast before. It's just like, who are you? Who do you want to be? How do you fill the gaps? Where are you? Where do you want to be? How do you fill the gaps? Right? Like I do that on a monthly, quarterly, yearly basis for a freaking reason.
Yeah.
Is because like, am I living the life that I want to? No. How do I fill the gaps so I am living the life that I want to? And then I get a game plan. And then once you get a game plan, you get a 30, 60, 90, right? 30, 60, 90 is. You get a 30-day checkpoint. Did I hit it or did I not? Now I have to adjust. I get a 60-day checkpoint.
Yeah.
I get a 90-day checkpoint. And then it's just like, cool, let's review. Let's do the exercise again. And Andy talks about 1,000 days. Mm-hmm. Eventually, you're going to have 1,000 days. Look back on your last 1,000 days. Are you doing what it is to be successful? Yes or no? There is no maybe.
If the answer is no, that's why you are where you are at.
Exactly. Start again, right? And
adjust the plan.
This has been my big thing lately is start again. Like seriously, like so many people just need to know that, hey, you could be the biggest F up of all F ups right now, and you can start again right here, right now, today, tomorrow. Like, go, start. You could have years of learning what not to do. Nice. Let's not do that anymore.
Go teach others what not to do.
Exactly. Let's just take a step in the other direction.
Yeah.
Let's do a little something. Let's read a book. All right. Let's meal prep once. Okay. Let's drink some water. Okay. Start there. Go for a walk.
Just start taking steps in the right direction.
That's all it takes. You don't gotta do it all at once. Mm-hmm. Do it on a weekly, monthly, quarterly, yearly basis. Right. It takes time. Reps and sets over a long period of time. That's gets you where you want to go. But it's going to take a while. But it starts with starting again. Bruce Pitcher has this awesome quote. He's like, the only time you fail at transformation is when you stop trying. Right? Yeah. So, like, it doesn't matter if you've gained weight, lost weight, gained weight. The only time you fail is when you stop. So I'm going to need you to take all those lessons of gaining weight, losing weight, gaining weight, and then lose that weight again. Take another step. Like, it's possible. That's what I'm going to need you to do. Start again. Start again. Like, that's
yeah, I mean, that's with anything in life.
Anything.
It's like
School.
The only way that you fail is when you quit.
Yeah.
So you take quitting off. That's something we've talked about here. That's just freaking burned in our heads. Yep. Like, you take quitting off the table. Like, that's gone. I'm going to get this goal. I was just watching a bodybuilder who was talking about this, and he's thinking about, like, hey, I visualize it, I get focused on it, and I go get it. I don't listen to what others say. He brought this up because he was coaching somebody, actually, that dude's a pro, like an IFBB pro along with him. Both of them were, but he was coaching him. And he asked him, like, hey, do you think I can get in the top 10 of this show? And he was just like, no, you don't ever ask somebody for permission to be great. Don't ask them, hey, like, do you think I can do this? Like, no, it's like, I'm going to go do whatever it takes to get that. And then if it doesn't end up happening, that's freaking life. Like, sometimes
you gave it your all.
Exactly.
That's the thing. You gave it your all. And then you can take a step back and be like, okay, did I actually? If you did and you still, cool. You can die happy knowing that you did everything possible to make that happen.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's all the fulfillment of giving everything you got at the end of the day. That's the best feeling ever.
Yep.
And things like if you give your full effort, you will get what you've earned, what you deserve.
Yep.
It's like there's much less of this, like, I've noticed there's much less of this luck thing people talk about, because when you dig into it with the people that win, that are at the top, they put in more work. 99.9% of the time, that is it.
Dude,
there might be some outliers, but you get what you work for.
I can't remember if it was Jack Nicklaus, Arnold Palmer, Gary Player.
That gross drink.
Arnold Palmer. Yeah. But it was some famous old golfer. I think it was Jack Nicklaus, and he's just like, yeah, I don't believe in luck. He's just, or he said, I believe in luck. He's just like, but man, just seems the more I practice, the luckier I get.
Yeah.
And it's just like, that's the truth. That's exactly what you were saying. Like, it's the work. Exactly. Like, you put in the work, and I bet you get a little bit more lucky than the people that don't put in the work.
Yeah, and it's like when you start putting in work, and it goes to the law of attraction, actually.
Oh, dude.
Start putting in the work, and then you get an opportunity.
I'm going to link that book, because that's a short read, and it's a phenomenal read.
Real quick, super impactful.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's like you're putting that energy out that you want this thing, then you do the work for it. Like, doing the work puts that energy out. And then all of a sudden you get this opportunity for that thing that you want. It's not luck, that's not chance. That's you telling the world with your actions and hopefully your words too. Hopefully you speak it to some other people. That's something I learned from watching Conor McGregor all the time, because you speak it and you believe it, and then you work for it, you'll get it. But basically, like, you show the world you want it, it will give you opportunities for it. It won't just give you it; it'll give you the opportunity, and you have to take that shit.
Yep.
I learned that the hard way too, by not taking opportunities that were given to me.
Yeah, but that's part of it. That's it'll come back around. Maybe it'll look different, but it'll come back around. And being ready to take the opportunity, like, sometimes it takes a little time. It does. That's part of it. But it's recognizing over time that, like, hey, I need to grab that next one. And then you do. But that's part of growing up, I think, is missing opportunities and being shit, and then being ready for it, preparing for the next one.
Yeah.
And then executing when it comes around.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, that was a lesson learned for me.
Uh-huh.
It was the awareness of seeing the opportunity before it was gone. Like, there was opportunities that I've gotten, while I was here in this building, that, like, when I won't go into specifics, but I met with somebody who's a lead of one of the departments here. I didn't realize till after I freaking worked out with them that I was like, they were kind of interviewing me for a position on their team, weren't they? It's like, damn, I didn't think
Missed
of
that one
at all before that workout. Like, great. But yeah, no, you learn a lesson every time you fail. So
Yeah, you certainly do. I think that was a good place to wrap, man.
Absolutely, dude.
I really do. I can't wait for next week. It's gonna be a little different, but it'll be fun.
Oh yeah.
I'm just gonna tease that one right there, and that's all I got. You got anything for us?
No.
Good.
I'm ready to go.
Hey, y'all! Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share.
Absolutely.
That helps us out. And I do have one more thing before we end. Congratulations, Six. We are in the top 1% of podcasts. We made it to episode 20.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, episode 20.
Yep. So, according to Apple Music, podcasts that make it to episode 20 don't exist. So, it's like 1% of podcasts.
That's
so,
awesome, dude. I didn't know that.
We're just getting started. We're just getting warmed up. I know it's Guys with Thighs as a whole because you weren't with us the first couple of weeks. But here we are, rocking and rolling. Guys with Thighs as a whole. Dude, we're here, and we like doing this stuff. So, like, comment, subscribe, share. Give us your feedback, because the more feedback we get, the better we can do, and bring you more value. So,
100%.
Thanks everybody for listening. Yeah, man. Let's go out and have a good week, huh?
All right.
Stack dubs.
Yes, sir.
Oh, God.